Hello YouTube, this is a Flip the Angry Asian rant about the freedom of speech and how it's dead. Let me give you an example of how it's dead. You can't say certain words. Oh no, it offends somebody. It offends somebody because you are hurt by it, you want to call it a hate crime. Whatever happened to your fucking balls? Maybe you should learn to take that shit with a grain of salt and not whine and bitch about it. Oh, it's hurtful. It hurt my little feelings. Shut the fuck up! You want to ruin my right to freedom of speech, the thing that gives you the very right to protest, the very right to speak out against me being an asshole? You want to get rid of my right to do that? And you want to exercise yours at the same time? By removing mine? Why don't you look at the hypocrisy there? Let me give you another example. A black man can call a white man a cracker all he wants, but a white man can call a black man a nigger. Yes, I went there. Don't you see a bit of hypocrisy there? Two racial slangs. No one's suing anybody unless it's a white guy calling a black guy the N-word. Hell, I should be more loose-tongued. I should be allowed to say nigger anytime I want, but no, I have to fear being called a racist, being called a supremacist, and it being a hate crime and me getting sued for it. Oh, watch, there's a dislike already. You don't like being called those words? Fine, I understand that. But to call that a hate crime, and yet allow yourself to do something else that is just as bad? You're no better than the goddamn Nazis, aren't you? It's not just things like this. It's the people who perpetuate this. It's not just the politicians who go along with this shit. Okay, here's an example. The 2008 election. I spoke out about Obama. I knew he was going to be a terrible president. He has been a terrible president. And if you say, oh, but he gave us free healthcare. It's not free. It comes out of your taxpayers' dollars, you fucking shit. Oh, but what about those jobs he created? Oh, you mean the jobs working at Staples, at Hardee's, at McDonald's, Lowe's, as shelf stockers, floor sweepers? Yeah. Most of these jobs created for us were nothing more than the low-income jobs that nobody can live off of. The middle class has fucking died, and the reason why is because we had a bunch of assholes who decided rather than, taking responsibility and trying to make America better, we'd export our jobs overseas. And then we had these other assholes who decided rather than actually working, I'm going to beg for more money. And along with that, we let the immigrants take many of our jobs. However, of course they were going to take our jobs. Let me tell you why they were going to take our jobs. Because many of the people in America, oh, I'm too good for that shit. I'm too good to mow a yard. I'm too good to work at Hardee's. I'm too good to pick fruit. Oh, you're going to bitch about the migrant workers, and yet you think you're too good to do that job and that job and that job and that job that these guys are doing? The vast majority of migrant workers work those jobs because you fucking idiots, the nationals here in America, won't fucking work them in the first place. And what do we have now? Look at us. Think about it for just a moment. Oh, but I said some things against immigrants. Oh, I must be a racist. I must hate them. No, I'm not. I know what real racism looks like. I'm one of 20 minorities in this entire town of 7,000 people. Everyone else is Mexican, aside from one small family of black folk. And there's only 3 of them. You got me, my mother, and a bunch of Mexicans and 3 black folk. I've dealt with real racism almost all my life because I've lived in this shithole all my life. I could sue half the fucking town for hate crimes, but I don't do that. Why? Because it's an infringement upon their right to freedom of speech. And any one of you who wants to regulate that, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I hate these apologists. I hate these apologists for racism. These white people who are like, every single time a black person does something bad, I'm sorry, I'm sorry my people put you in that position. No. Your people didn't put them in that position. They put themselves in that position. Stop taking credit for crimes you did not commit. Your grandfathers might have committed those crimes. Your parents might have even committed those crimes. But did you commit it? No. It continues on and on. You can't say shit about Israel. Here's something I want you to do right now. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to look up Israel from the day it was created after World War II. When World War II ended, they created the country of Israel. It hasn't been there for thousands of years. It wound up ceasing to exist for a long, long time. And the reason why is because, like many other countries of old, it got wiped out by a superior group of individuals. Superior country came and just wiped them the fuck out. Stopped being Israel for a while. But no, the land was bought and then it was stolen. What land Israel has now has been fucking stolen. The mass majority of it, anyhow. Oh, but I can't say any of that, or I must be an anti-Semite. Really, you're going to infringe my right to freedom of speech because you don't like my opinion? Or maybe it's not an opinion. Maybe Israel does do this heinous shit. Story from one of my friends who used to actually live in Israel. Yes, he's a Muslim. Was he part of any terrorist groups? No. He left Israel because he got blamed for it without any real proof. Israel likes to invade spaces that do not belong to them. Why do you think we always hear about Gaza? Because Gaza does not belong to Israel. And yet when they go in there, rape and pillage, it's the Muslims' fault. If every Muslim was fucking as terrible as you like to say, the United States would have been dead and we would be living under Sharia law and speaking Arabic right now. Oh, there's more than enough Muslims to do it. Look at the numbers of Muslims in the United States. There's a bit of a reason why they're not doing this shit. Because they don't all want to kill you. They may not agree with the way you do things. They may not live the exact same lifestyle you do. But that doesn't mean they want to kill you. But of course I can't support Muslims because I got a bunch of idiots who believe, oh, I laugh every time I hear somebody say something nice about Muslims. Because you see, we got proof that they're all psychotic. Okay, Billy Bob, go back to fucking your sister and stop trying to be intelligent. My Muslim friend lived in Israel. Lived in a part of Gaza, no less. He lived right on the border between where Israel is now and, well, Gaza. Just sitting there minding his own business. And he sees one of his friends just walking about the street. Two Israeli soldiers come up to him and start stripping him naked in the street. They were looking for bombs and shit. Because, well, of course, we got a bunch of terrorists over there. I mean, what would you do if someone tried to take your land? I don't agree with the way Hezbollah does things, but they exist for a reason. They didn't find shit on this guy. He's naked in the street. He's lost his dignity. He's lost his honor. And he's embarrassed as his family watches him naked in the street. They take a stick and they molest his asshole. They sodomize him with it, looking for a bomb. They laugh their asses off. And they put a bullet in his fucking head. Oh, bet you didn't know this, but Israelis, a lot of the Jews there will treat the Christians just as bad as they do the Muslims. But you can't talk about that because we're not allowed to talk about that shit because, oh, that makes you an anti-Semite. Bullshit. If I was an anti-Semite, I'd be saying the same shit that Hitler fucking said. Have I said anything anti-Semitic here? No, I've said many shit anti-Israeli. Because I don't like Israel. The only way Israel can get my respect back, because for a while I was thinking the same thing as everyone else, but then I got a mind of my own, is if they went back to the way they were when they first had their land. when they were first created as a country. If they gave all that land that they stole back. Now they're invading Syria. Okay, the Syrian rebels, well, they fucked everything up. We can invade now. You don't fucking own Syria. The fact of the matter is that the right to freedom of speech is fucking dead, and whose fault is it? You need to only look in the mirror. I'm looking right now in a video. Because not enough people stood up and spoke what they really believed. Not enough people point out the hypocrisy of imbeciles. It's the same in many other places. You go to conspiracy theory, there's websites where they talk about freedom of speech and all this. They will remove your comments, they will block you, they will ban you, they will remove your threads that you start, they will change words in your threads to fuck up what you have said, to make you look like a bad guy, if you say something contrary to what they want to believe. InfoWars. What a bunch of fun fuck nuggets those guys are. Above Top Secret. They'll do the same thing. Because I pointed out that maybe it wasn't a missile because we have aircraft parts all over the fucking city of New York, still to this day. There are idiots that believe that it was a missile and that it looked like an aircraft from only certain angles because there was a hologram at it. No. Maybe it looked like a missile because of how fast it was moving. Maybe 99% of what you have for proof of 9/11 is nothing more than speculation. But of course, nah. That goes against the status quo, what they want to believe. There are dumbasses who believe the towers are still standing and that it's a hologram over them. What? But you say anything contrary to many groups' thoughts and opinions on something, you are looked at as someone who needs to be removed. And your right to freedom of speech is therefore revoked. It's not just here, in the United States. Look at Europe. You can't talk bad about somebody. Oh, that makes you a bad person. Anyways, I'm done with my rant and ramble, and I hope to God all of you think about what I've said. I hope to God you've all finished the video. Have a good day. Hopefully something will piss me off a lot less today. Something will make me happy. I swear to God, something better. Have a good day.